Here's the shocking truth that's going to make you uncomfortable. You've been programmed to be weak. Every time you laugh at someone's unfunny joke, every time you agree with opinions you secretly despise, every time you say yes when your gut screams no, you're literally rewiring your brain for submission. The person everyone likes is the person no one respects. And here's what's even more disturbing. You already know this. Think about your workplace right now. Who gets promoted? The cheerful people pleaser who brings donuts every Friday, or the person who speaks their mind, sets boundaries, and commands attention when they walk into a room? You know the answer. But you're still trying to be liked anyway. Why? Because your brain is lying to you. It's telling you that being liked equals safety, that rejection equals death. This isn't your fault. It's evolutionary programming from when getting kicked out of the tribe meant becoming lion food. But here's the problem. That programming is destroying your life in the modern world. Niccolo Machiavelli understood something about human psychology that modern people have forgotten. He wrote, "It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both." This wasn't cruelty. This was psychological brilliance. Fear demands respect. Love without fear breeds contempt. Let me show you what I mean. Remember the last time someone canceled plans on you at the last minute? How did that make you feel? Frustrated? Disrespected? Now ask yourself this. Would they have done that to someone they truly respected? Someone whose time they valued? The answer is never. People treat you exactly how you train them to treat you. And if you're always available, always agreeable, always putting their needs before yours, you're training them to see you as disposable. Your brain interprets this pattern and creates something psychologists call learned helplessness. You start believing you deserve poor treatment. Here's where the psychology gets dark. When you consistently prioritize being liked over being respected, you trigger a neurological response called cognitive dissonance. Your brain knows you're betraying your own values, so it creates stories to justify the betrayal. You tell yourself you're being kind, you're being the bigger person, you're keeping the peace, but deep down, you're slowly dying inside. The research on this is crystal clear. Studies by Dr. Timothy Judge at Notre Dame found that agreeable people earn significantly less money than their disagreeable counterparts. We're talking about a difference of hundreds of thousands of dollars over a lifetime. Why? Because agreeable people don't negotiate. They don't demand what they're worth. They accept whatever scraps they're given and smile while doing it. But here's what's really happening in your brain when you choose likability over respect. You're activating your parasympathetic nervous system, flooding your body with stress hormones. Your cortisol levels spike. Your immune system weakens. You're literally making yourself sick, trying to make other people happy. And for what? So they can like you while they walk all over you? Let me tell you about the dark psychology of respect. Respect is earned through boundaries, not kindness. When you say no and mean it, when you stand up for yourself, when you refuse to tolerate disrespect, something magical happens in other people's brains. They start seeing you as valuable, as someone whose opinion matters, as someone they can't manipulate or control. And this triggers what psychologists call the scarcity principle. When your attention, your time, your approval becomes harder to get, it becomes more valuable. Think about the people you respect most in your life. Are they the ones who agree with everything you say, or are they the ones who challenge you, who aren't afraid to disagree, who maintain their dignity even when it's uncomfortable? Your people-pleasing addiction is rooted in something called external validation dependency. You've outsourced your self-worth to other people's opinions. Every smile, every nod of approval, like on social media, becomes a hit of dopamine. But like any addiction, you need bigger and bigger doses to feel good. You start compromising more and more of yourself until there's nothing left. Here's the psychological shift that changes everything. Stop seeking approval and start commanding respect. This doesn't mean becoming cruel or heartless. It means developing what Machiavelli called virtù, strength of character, the ability to make hard decisions, the courage to be disliked when necessary. When you speak, people should listen, not because they love you, but because they know you won't waste their time with meaningless chatter. When you make a commitment, they should know it's ironclad, not because you're desperate to please, but because your word carries weight. When you set a boundary, they should know you'll enforce it, not because you're mean, but because you respect yourself. The neuroscience behind this is fascinating. When you act with confidence and self respect, you activate mirror neurons in other people's brains that they unconsciously start mirroring your behavior. If you treat yourself with respect, they will too. If you treat yourself like garbage, guess what they'll do? But here's the part that might scare you. Choosing respect over likability means some people will fall away from your life. The energy vampires who fed off your endless giving, the manipulators who exploited your need for approval, the fair weather friends who only stuck around because you never challenged them. Good, let them go. They were never really your friends anyway. What you'll discover is something remarkable. The people who stay, the ones who respect your boundaries and appreciate your authenticity, these become your real tribe. Quality over quantity, depth over breadth. These relationships will nourish your soul instead of draining it. Think about someone in your life right now who you respect deeply. I guarantee they're not someone who tries to be liked by everyone. They have opinions, they have standards, they have lines they won't cross. That's exactly why you respect them. That's exactly why others respect them too. The path forward isn't complicated, but it requires courage. Start small. Say no to something today that you would normally say yes to out of obligation. Express an unpopular opinion that you genuinely believe. Stop laughing at jokes that aren't funny. Stop agreeing with people when you disagree. Stop apologizing for existing. Your brain will resist this at first. It will flood you with anxiety, telling you that people will abandon you. But here's what actually happens. Some people might pull away, but others will step closer. They'll see your strength and want to align themselves with it. They'll see your authenticity and crave more of it in their own lives. Machiavelli's greatest insight wasn't about politics. It was about human psychology. He understood that respect is the foundation of all meaningful relationships. Love without respect is manipulation. Kindness without strength is weakness. Agreeableness without boundaries is self-destruction. You have a choice to make right now. You can keep being the person everyone likes, but no one respects. The person who gets invited to things, but whose opinion doesn't matter. The person who's always there for others, but stands alone when they need support. Or you can choose the harder path, the path of respect, the path of strength, the path of becoming someone who matters. The dark power Machiavelli wrote about isn't about controlling others. It's about controlling yourself. It's about having such unshakable self-respect that other people have no choice but to respect you too. Stop being liked. Start being respected. Your future self will thank you.